both OnlyFans stars, Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips, the ones who hooked up with massive amounts of their subscribers in one go for virality's sake, have faked their pregnancies. Bonnie Blue just openly admitted that she faked her pregnancy, but she actually claims that she did so for a good cause, for charity, actually, because she's just such a good person.
When I think of somebody that's charitable,
yeah.
I think of Bonnie Blue.
Yeah, it's not a self-serving attention grab at all. It's actually because she is concerned with philanthropy. This is her calling. She's just going to rage bait as much as possible and use the proceeds to help those less fortunate than her. So let's take a look at this video where she explains her reasoning behind the stunt.
So this one right here.
Yes.
All right, here we go, guys.
Claims to be 25 years old, by the way. Just thought I'd mention that.
No, I am not pregnant. Yes, I have hinted at it. And the reason being is I'm going to use the media attention and the extra income I have had over the last few days because I want to pay for somebody's IVF journey. I want to do good and I want to do better. I want to pleasure people, and I don't just mean guys. Paying for someone's IVF journey is something I'm passionate about, something I want to do, and something that's going to be good to do with my money.
I remember a video. I've talked about it before, the Signal Productions video about rainbow capitalism and how after Occupy Wall Street, all of the banks and these big multi-trillion-dollar companies had to shift their marketing strategies to get the stink off them for causing the problems they've done in America to the American economy. Even if we'd be more argued that say it's the government that causes those problems with regulation and bailing out the banks. But what they talked about was shifting to social justice themed causes so that they could get a good reputation back. And we even joke about it now. And even people that are LGBTQIA plus talk about rainbow capitalism and how insincere it seems when June rolls around. Right? This is like a weird version of, she's like, you know what I got to do? I got to do good deeds to keep my brand up.
We have a 20 from DCNC. Preggers, all proceeds to the Gongo. See, Bonnie Blue should have donated the proceeds from her pregnancy stunt to the Gongo if she had any sense.
That's correct.
This latest rage bait attempt fell flat, with many people pointing out that fertility struggles are no laughing matter. So they're saying that Bonnie Blue is trivializing fertility struggles and making them into some kind of joke in this way. But she also didn't really own up to her lies. Because
she said, I didn't say it. I just hinted at it and you assume.
In the video where she addressed the backlash to the pregnancy stunt, she says she would never lie about pregnancy, which is a step too far. So I've hinted at being pregnant, but I never confirmed I was pregnant, because I would never lie about that. Oh.
So that
Except for the fact that, as someone pointed out, she told her followers, I'm going to take another pregnancy test because I want to know how far along I am.
That was the that was the Neil Caffrey method of deceiving in white collar, where he's like, I didn't say that. You said that. I just didn't correct you.
Yeah. So not even her cop-out answer.
Is she Australian or is
sense.
she British?
She's British.
Okay. Which one is... There was one of them that's Australian, right? Not Lily Phillips. There was another one.
Annie Knight?
Knight. Yes, Annie Knight. Clever name.
But,
I didn't even get that until you pointed it out.
Right. Well, they...
We did!
They go to Australia and regularly get chased down by the authorities because they head over there to hook up with teenagers that they actually call barely legal, aka schoolies, who have just graduated high school.
Yeah.
Which is obviously disgusting. And then there was also Lily Phillips' recent stunt where she was trying to convince people, at the very least, I don't know what to take seriously anymore, that she was hooking up with senior citizens who live in a retirement home, like an elderly care facility, where you can imagine a lot of these old people are not even fully mentally capable.
There was another article of a lady who does that in Las Vegas, who works with this is their language, works with people of low mental status.
Yeah. Bonnie.
And it was every
Blue.
bit as like you read that and you're like,
No, I mean, we
How?
can't even say the word again. We can't say what the word is for that on YouTube. Grape.
yeah.
It's grape. Bonnie Blue went on to claim that it was a step too far in comparison to her, quote, bonking barely legal men, adding that when she was still with her estranged husband and living in Australia, she struggled to conceive. So she's saying, I relate to your struggles. That's why I'm able to make a joke out of them. Back before I was a massive
Yes.
beef.
Yes.
I don't know. I tried to get pregnant for a long amount of time, and it was honestly a lonely experience. So if I was to have seen someone joking about pregnancy, I wouldn't have seen the funny side. She also said getting pregnant was very expensive, and she was planning to use the wealth from her explicit content to pay for someone else's IVF journey. This is a quote. Yes, I bonk barely legals. Yes, Okay, why do you have to go to me?
I'm stretching.
You're trying to get people to clip me.
No, redo
Yes, I will drain your husband, but I also want to do other things. So I've used the last 48 hours of attention from haters and put that money aside. And I like women or couples to reach out to me on Instagram. So I guess she's offering IVF money to anyone who slides in her DMs. I'm just going to scam her. I'm just going to tell her that I'm doing that.
Like, how do you vet? Like, that they actually use it
Doesn't
for what
matter.
it's supposed to be used
I'm
for?
going to slide into Bonnie Blue's DMs for free money. I literally am going to lie.
Yeah.
If she gets to lie, why don't I?
Yeah.
I can do it.
Anytime these stories come up, I kind of laugh because what they are is they are brilliant marketers in a very, very, very twisted sense. Okay, so people love this content. So for two factors, there are people who love it because they're into it. And then there are people that love it because it's like watching a slow motion car wreck. In a very, very kind of sad way, they've revolutionized their own industry.
There's a mix of both as well. There's
They've
a mix of shock and awe.
Like if you look at this now and you wonder, like, the women who have worked in that industry for decades are like, why didn't I think about going on, the race to 1,000?
Why didn't I think of going on the Today Show and bragging about being a sex philanthropist? You're right. They have brought this new marketing ploy that never existed before. And Lily Phillips as well has confirmed that her pregnancy announcement was fake. I could have told you that because a week before it, she was seen on the whatever podcast panel completely looking like she had a flat stomach. And then suddenly 2 days later, she's like, I have a baby bump. I didn't believe that from the beginning. But she says that it was to role play for her subscribers. So there are, of course, sickos out there who find pregnancy and birth content arousing. And we're just expected to say, hey, live and let live.
You're expected to not kink shame.
Yeah. This is why I'm unequivocally pro kink shaming. She was also seen just days after her pregnancy announcement at the AVN Awards with, again, a completely flat stomach. It was a rage bait the entire time. The rage baiting has spiraled out of control, and I think it's getting to a point where, let me find a way to articulate this. There is a full-on sex panic going on in society right now, especially among young people, especially among young men. There is a full-on sex panic where it's almost like if they see an objectively hot woman working a shitty job, it fills them with a sense of relief because they think if she's not working a shitty job, she must be a prostitute, aka a yacht girl. Like, the assumption at this point is that the default for young hot women is prostitution. And it's not entirely off base when you think about how accessible prostitution has become. But I would just like to remind you, I think there are only about 1 million accounts of creators on OnlyFans that belong in the US.
Perspective
And
matters.
the amount of those that are actually being used, that actually make any money, that
Remember, it's
aren't bots, for instance.
Like the average,
it's very few.
The average OnlyFans creator makes about $100 a month.
Yeah,
they're the SoundCloud rappers of prostitution,
and those are even the ones who actually are real people.
Yes.
If you think about how many of these like OnlyFans agencies exist, and the middlemen and the below the line workers that build this industry up, there are a lot of fake accounts on there. So you're even having your outrage over this problem, as valid as that is, overblown into something that doesn't exist.
I kind of implore you to not look at your Instagram algorithm as indicative of the real world. But the problem is, the more people spend time on their phone and the less time they spend in the real world, the harder it is for them to understand that what they're seeing is a collected works of the worst of certain types of content and the most extremes of certain types of content. And if he went to the store, if he went to that Starbucks with the guy doing the funny video, there's probably a girl working there that's his age, that is not making that type of content. He can go to Target. There's going to be women working at that Target that are not making that type of content.
Most young women
are not
attractive or not, regardless of their attractiveness level. They don't want to sell their ass online, and they will not.
But
because
the problem
they
is
have a line.
But they've also been shamed into not talking about it because they'll be insulted if they do.
Yes, they are. They are shamed into silence when they naturally find it repellent.
Yeah.
They're forced to pay lip service to applauding other women.
Look,
when
I just
they
think
do it,
I think that is where they women may be controlling and manipulative, but they're very libertarian when it comes to women doing sex work, because they know that they'll be shamed if they tell them not to do it.
Right. And, you know, in a way, you can also see it suppressing your competition in the sexual marketplace, if you want to call it that.
If you want to go that far.
But that's why I'm a real girl's girl, because I will tell hot women that they should not sell their ass online.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.